Hey everyone, RemanX here, and we're going to start with the essentials. First things first, this video is sponsored by Amazon. We're going to go and give thanks to the sponsor in just one moment, but we're going to break down Lady Deathstrike's kit, talk about all the things we know about her, some of the things that we're theorizing about her, and talk about how to use her in additional game modes and whether or not she's worth the money. So that being said, remember you could save up to 20% on all your in-app purchases by using Amazon coins, and a portion of them will help support the channel. Well, if you've been looking to save some money, save some coins, and save yourself a whole lot of hassle, welcome to the Amazon App Store. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, today's special offer is sponsored by Amazon, and you could save up to 20% on your favorite in-game purchases. It's that simple. That's right, guys. All you have to do is download the Amazon App Store. You can follow the links you'll find in the description below. The Amazon App Store is up to 20% off savings of some of your games. You simply click the link for the download now. You find your favorite game from the App Store once it's loaded on your Android device, and you buy some coins following these links here. These links will refresh about every 24 hours. So if you guys have visited the page before, make sure you visit it again, and you guys will have access to some significant savings. Now, these are available in a wide variety of games, including Marvel Strike Force, and it is that simple. If you have any questions about migrating, there's a set of instructions here. There's detailed questions to help find the best solutions for you. And by the way, did I say you can save money? You can save money. That's right. That's right. You're welcome. Don't everybody thank me all at once. So one of the most important things we're going to do is make sure you turn your microphone on after you do inserts. But after that, we're going to talk about the way that we're using her. So we're going to start with her in raids. Now, we know that she's going to be part of this War Apex team, and we're really theorizing how important some of these abilities are going to be. So let's start with literally what we learned. We're going to take her through a raid. Now, remember, I did this raid the other night. I wasn't feeling very well. I'm going to make some misplays, but we're going to get an overall sense of it. Now, the first time I did it when she was launched, I had her at, I think, 3-star 3 red, or was it 4-star 4 red? And I was very surprised at how survivable she was. And we're going to talk about that as we go through this node. So one of the most important parts of the puzzle here is this is kind of something I think is surprising is I'm moving away from Dr. Octopus. But I do think that this is kind of that area where we got Gamora and Moondragon, where we had some additional tunes that we could use to flex out in the skill lanes back before we got the skill team. Remember, we still don't have a tech raid team that has those benefits that we see on Mystic and Skill. So let's start with this right away. So first things first, the reason why I chose Nebula is for the assists. But we're going to show you guys the T4s on the team and what I've been recommending going forward. So realistically, early on in this fight, I think you could see the instant impact of Lady Deathstrike with the fact that she has the ability to rewind time. And I think that small term rewind changes the way that this team works significantly. All right, now that they have bleeds on them, and this is going to be important for later on in some additional nodes. Now that they have bleeds on them, the resist chance has gone down by 50%, and we'll go into that in a minute. Now the energy went to Dr. Doom. So this node is relatively solved already. You know, we're going to get plenty of pings. One thing that I don't typically do is use Dr. Doom's Cursplosion. I let the bots do their work and hopefully get them offense up early enough in their cycle. And you can see that we're just tearing up this node. And so the idea is now we got to slow down and try to get all the cooldowns back without dying. And that's been one of the challenges in the raid, is that having that happen. So we're trying to get rid of the stupid surfer who just won't die, and then not get the ult from Cloak, who could be devastating with all those different debuffs. That being said, no crit there, so he's going to get a chance to go off if we're not careful. Oh, but we got him out of there. So believe it or not, though, those deflects from Shuri has been life-saving. You can see that chain right there with that rebound chain from Lady Deathstrike puts in a ton of damage, and you'll see that triple tap or that double tap with the special or the basic from Nebula, which is what we're using for the tech nodes. So people ask me, what am I going to be using on the tech nodes? And so I'm largely thinking that this may be it. So the only drawback is we're speeding them up every single time we hit them, but we're going to use that heal to top everybody off. And then we're on to the next node. So relatively clean, probably some characters that I would heal up. Not healing up characters is a bad thing in this raid, because one of the things that you got to remember is, especially with Nebula, if you top her back off or she's at full, she will revive. So you get a do-over. And we all know how important mulligans can be in the game. That being said, we're going in with the same team, same cooldowns that we had previously. We're not going to make any changes. So here's what we learned. This node is exceptionally difficult. This node may be more difficult than the boss node to make sure that you're ready for the boss node, because of the fact that this Captain Sam just is nearly impossible to land debuffs on. Or is he? And I think that's realistically what we're being brought to the fight here. My most important thing is I want to try to take as many deflects off of Sam as possible to start with. And realistically, here's that special, right? We're going to turn rewind. And now we're going to be able to drop one of the deflects off. And look, we got defense down on Sam. And realistically, that is the biggest win that she's going to provide for you. So just tons of damage. Now, this is 2.2. I did get her to 6-star for red. So I did need a little bit extra health. She doesn't have a ton of health, but she has a lot more survivability. One thing you're going to find is she's doing some exceptional things when it comes to how she interacts on turns to get heals back and the like. And again, a couple of misplays here. I probably should have just gone and tried to finish off Sharon Carter as much as possible. And then you'll see that she's doing tons of damage. She's enabling Kestrel, which is another piece of the puzzle. And so we're still a little bit further away than I'd like from getting that. There it is. Getting some energy for Dr. Doom. As long as Dr. Doom survives, we should be good, right? Well, there it is. If I hadn't been a little rushed, I probably would have topped her off with the 20 heals instead of having to res her up later on. You see those heals. Now, the next time he takes damage, he's going to get a turn and be ready to go. He's going to get energy right away. So just having a healer on the team has been exceptional. And believe it or not, even with the way that it seems to be going badly, will Lady Deathstrike be enough to help them recover? She just survived that because she has an evade. She's going to be able to rewind a lot of the targets, get some bleeds out there. And then we got the ult and the heal. Remember, it only heals one target, the lowest health target. We got some defense down, and it's just the way the game stacks characters has always been a bit of a frustration. And then we're going to see just how much damage we can do. This is going to be a rebound chain. You can see that it's adding defense down, which is, like I said, we talked about how much of a Kestrel enabler that is. The rewind, the turn rewind here. Again, clearing all those buffs was unfortunate, but this is the power of all the Doom bots. They are going to help us get through this relatively easily. Oh no, they got offense up. Man, this is worse than I remember. I definitely misplayed it badly. But you can see how often she's putting defense down on for Kestrel, and more importantly, the fact that the resist level that we're getting, we're often seeing a lot more resist from the team because of the fact that she's dropping those bleeds. It's been pretty exceptional. So from the perspective of whether or not I think that she's a skirmisher, I think that she does really well as a skirmisher for this raid. I want to believe that I think that is the best option for it, both in and out of her team. But again, we just don't have enough data to really test it. So we actually are going to be testing a bunch of ISOs when the team goes live. We're going to have a full team of folks. We're going to hop on our carrier and give you guys the best options when Omega Red finally drops. This way we can get you guys the best solution. I think I'm close. Do I think I have it right? Probably not. It's just there's just too many pieces of the puzzle to make sure that I've got it. But you can see, like I said, a defense down for Kestrel. Little bit of screen lag there, and it's over. So, is she somebody you can slot into your team? All right. So take a look at her. She's a lot higher right now than she was on the team. I think at that point in time she wasn't even maybe she was G14, but I didn't have any additional equips on her. I'm taking her G15 anyway because she's a war team. I didn't have her in ISO full level blue. But you can see the damage output isn't substantial, but that focus to be able to land those debuffs. So let's talk about importance of her T4s. Now, as a war offense team, we've expected them to have a bunch of T4s that help. I think the most important one here is going to be this specifically. Remember that without this T4 in here, if you guys can see it, okay, lower resistance by 50% for all enemies with bleed. She doesn't get that until the T4. Which means if you can drop a bleed, which is why it's so important that the team starts dropping bleeds relatively early on, the resistance of the team goes down. Now, against a team like Heroes for Hire, that negative 50 is going to have a big impact. And as you progress through the raids, if you're using Lady Deathstrike, that's going to help the rest of your team land their debuffs. And that becomes significant when you're talking about tech. You know, having the potential to land heal block from Shuri and getting some additional use out of that, and maybe defense down more consistently from the whole team is a big difference maker for the fight. So easiest T4 I think on the team to make. Now she does drop a lot of bleeds. There's definitely some value depending on which you choose. I will say that one thing is you should realize is because she has additional target for chain on the ult, and the fact is that she's going to be adding additional bleed stacks. It's a high value skill, so consider it. But I chose the deadly weapon for one main reason. One, it's going to be the thing that she's always going to use. She's applying 2 bleed to the target, so additional chances to drop the bleeds. But more importantly, this is going to be your turn rewind, and it's up relatively frequently at a 3/3. So the basic, again, this is something where I definitely liked it a lot. The T4 is if the primary target has bleed, apply defense down. So there's definitely some scenarios where you might want to use that basic to help empower Kestrel, but more importantly, outside and some additional uses throughout the node. Is she game breaking? She isn't the tech solution. She's part of that puzzle. Again, I wanted to say that she reminds me a lot of where Gamora and Moondragon fit into the meta right before the skill team dropped. So I think she'll be a flex character, that's somebody that you're building up anyway. So she's an okay character to build up alongside of the eventual raid team, which we hope comes out soon, so we can stop spending cores on the stupid raid. That being said, that's the breakdown. Hope you guys enjoyed it. The video. Make sure you guys like and comment in the after the below. Geez, words are a thing I'm struggling with today, and I'll catch you soon.